What do they do with Draymond Green, who punched out the lights of Jordan Poole, and that moment that happened last summer still resonates today? Because you have to sit here and wonder, the architect of this team for the last 12 years, the one who was the guy who brings in Curry and adds Clay and Draymond, and Steve Kerr joins the team, and they go on a magical run, including a championship last year that nobody expected. And this year, well, I did. Thank you, TJ. I appreciate you saying that, or giving me that point. I did call that last year. But the Warriors, this year as well, dealing with the punch of Jordan Poole. And one has to wonder if that's part of why Bob Myers, the architect, is stepping away, because of just how intense the job is and how intense last year was. But the president and general manager of the Golden State Warriors, which has to be one of the crown jewels in all of sports gigs in not only North America, but I would say around the world. Bob Myers is saying, thanks, but I'm done with the job. Here was Bob Myers' explanation about that.
But this is tough. This is hard. I have, so many different things, emotions, that I'm still processing. But the bottom line is this job, the one I'm in, and I would say this for any professional general manager or coach, requires complete engagement, complete effort, 1,000%. And if you can't do it, then you shouldn't do it. And so that's the answer to the question of why. I can't do that to our players. I can't do that to Joe and Peter. Really, I can't do it to myself.
So that sounds like a guy who's kind of done with the grind. Mm-hmm. But that's Steph Curry. That's this new crown jewel in San Francisco, and an owner who is made of money, willing to spend it. This is one of the best sound bites I've heard in a long time. Joe Lacob, the owner of the Warriors, had this to say about Bob Myers, with Bob Myers sitting right to his right, about Bob Myers leaving. Hit it.
I just want to say, on a personal level, I have 4 kids, and I've said this before, I actually consider Bob my 5th. It's really hard to see your son, because that's what I kind of feel like this is, leave and go off to do something else. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you I understand it, because I don't. It's just not inside. It's not in me to do that. I'm so competitive, and I know he is too. It's a really hard thing for me to understand why, but it's really not for me to understand why. I just want him to be happy.
So I need a GoPro on Joe Lacob if Bob Myers takes the job with the Clippers.
You mean
or the Knicks, who apparently are not extending their general manager, if that's what Bob Myers wants to do, if he still wants to be a general manager and wants a different challenge in a different spot, wants to move his kids to a different place or whatever he wants to do, it's totally understandable, and I get it. But this is a head-scratcher, and one has to wonder. This is just the latest example. Doris Burke, when she was on the air live yesterday, wondering if Steve Kerr might say he doesn't want to be there anymore because he's lost his partner in the front office in Bob Myers. And whoever Lacob will hire could be one of his other 4 actual biological children, according to Adrian Wojnarowski, or Mike Dunleavy Jr., or a different person or group of people. They've got to decide, is Clay still Clay? And they got to decide, do you pay him at some point? And you got to figure out what you're doing with Draymond Green. And if Draymond Green is coming back, can you keep Jordan Poole there? Because whatever the hell happened this year wasn't fixed. And what's that going to get fixed before next year? Really? I mean, this is a team that is on, right now, the verge of having to switch out other main part of the other core group around Curry. And don't, you hear all this nuttiness that LeBron, why not him going to Golden State? Come on.
It's going to start picking up,
No,
man.
whatever. Well, pick up what? Pick up what?
That Kyrie Irving is not going to leave Dallas, and now LeBron's looking for another running mate. Why
Right.
not Steph?
And so he goes up to, he what? Demands a trade. The Lakers have a year for him right now. Or the Lakers going to trade him to Golden State? Or he's going to just pull his usual drill of, I'm not showing up? Really?
Or LeBron's going to say, Steph, come on down. You, me, AD, let's go.
And so what, the Golden State will just let Steph walk because they want to give him and then start from complete scratch? I mean,
why not? Look at the haul you could get for Steph Curry.
Steph's not going.
Get a third
anywhere,
team
bro.
involved. You get a little more assets. Dude,
Well-
this is coming. This talk is coming.
the Golden State
Especially
is
if the
not used
if
to
the
this.
finals is boring.
That's the whole.
Yeah, but sometimes people talk just to talk, and talk is stupid sometimes, and that's just stupid talk. Like Steph Curry's not going anywhere. Like,
Why?
period.
Oh, yeah, Tom Brady's not going anywhere either. Neither is Aaron Rodgers. Michael Jordan's never going to play for anyone other than the Bulls.
I hear what you're saying. I guess my point about all this is Golden State is not usually subject to this kind of conversation. And Bob Myers departing is now opening the door to this sort of conversation. And how do the Warriors answer it? And who's the one who is answering it? Because in Green Bay, as you know, they went from one generationally brilliant quarterback to the next and did not skip a beat. They only had 2 trophies in the case. These Warriors have more. I'm just making the correlation how that team that went from one generationally brilliant quarterback to another generationally brilliant quarterback now has starting from scratch with Jordan Love, and how's that going to look? And Golden State, which has been on a golden run, just lost their architect, and now they might break up their core 3, or do they keep them together? And if so, who do you surround them with? Because the one that signed, sealed, and delivered for you last year got hit in the mouth by one of the core 3, and that without a doubt affected this team this year. Yeah. And is one of the main reasons why they didn't get past the second round and wound up losing and not making a conference finals. And they lost to a team in Los Angeles that is not being broken up so Steph can come here. It's just not, I mean, that's just crazy talk. That might be a good T-shirt. Sometimes talk is talk, and sometimes talk is stupid, and that's just stupid talk. That sounds very Forrest Gumpian.
Well, I'd like to amend that and saying when Bob Myers does come to the Clippers, then Chris, maybe Steph will leave, and then I'll jump on board.
Man, all your stuff is changing. First you were hopping on the Spurs, and now you're like, well, I gotta wait and see.
Yeah,
I'm still healing, bro.
Just become a Spurs fan.
I'm still in the healing stages.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.